folks, welcome back to the channel. It is a Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. and I have the Harrises, and so Jewel's the dad. Jewel, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and everybody?
Yep, my name's Jewel Harris. I'm from Crown Point, Indiana. I've got with me my wife Julia, my oldest son Jacob, and my youngest son Jackson.
Nice. And you guys got off which ship?
We were on the Disney Fantasy for a week.
All right. Now, if memory serves, this is not the first time you've been on this ship.
No, this is our 9th time on the ship.
So that's interesting. Why have you done this repeat on this ship?
Well, we love the ship, but it also works out that the Fantasy tends to always fit with our schedule. So it's not that we don't like the Dream or some of the other ships, but Fantasy is our favorite, and it always works out to be convenient for us.
Why is it always your favorite, aside from that it fits into your schedule?
I think now, just because we've been on it so many times, we're most familiar with it, and it feels like a home away from home, so we stick with it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, and you guys can just kind of shout these out, on a scale of 1 to 5 stars overall, how would you rate the ship?
For me, it's a 5. There's really nothing else I would want to see on a cruise ship other than what the Fantasy has.
What about everybody else?
Probably 4 out of 5.
Definitely 5.
We get 2 5s. What do you have? A 4 out of 5?
Yep.
And so why is it a 4 for you?
It's just the Disney has trouble gearing it towards my age group. I'm kind of right in between the 17 and below, and then the 21 and up. So they kind of got like a gray area. You still got places to go, things to do, but it's not really geared towards you. It's just, you kind of got to figure it out.
Right. You can't go to the bars, and
Nope.
and you don't want to hang out in a room full of bouncing balls.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so what do you find?
So you usually find a group of people with the same issue as you do.
Okay.
And then you all kind of
band
bond
together
on that same issue, and then you just start talking about life the whole time, and you find different spots and hang out with different friends. It's nice.
So what's your kind of favorite? Is there like a meeting spot that you guys go to, or?
Yeah, so with the quietest spot, and we can be the free with loudest and playing music, is Deck 13. They got a bar up there called Currents, and right to the right there's glass windows and nice lounge chairs, and we just chill there till like 3 a.m.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And so all the way in the back there, speak up. What 1 to 5 stars?
5 out of 5 stars for me.
Okay, why is it 5 out of 5 for you?
It's the service. Everything's always perfect. There's not one thing that is never misplaced or not anything. Nothing's ever wrong there.
Oh, that's awesome. And so let's talk about the food. 1 to 5 stars.
3.
3. All right.
3 out of 5 probably.
Why 3?
I think Disney doesn't have to really rely on how good the food is. People are just gonna eat it. Like Flo's is good, but it doesn't really taste like whoa. But I will say the dinner schedule, the dining rotation, that's great.
Okay.
But all the fast food, it just kind of tastes cheap. Even on Castaway, the cheap food just tasted cheap.
So it's more like processed for thousands of people.
Yeah, it just feels like
it's
not
an
like
assembly line.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just quick and easy, and that's what it should be. But
what's the best meal you had?
Oh, I had chicken schnitzel. Last night it was chicken schnitzel, roasted potatoes, and green beans.
All right.
Yeah, with the show too, so it was great.
All right, it's 9:30 in the morning and I'm hungry.
Yeah, it was really good.
Really? And so that was in the main dining?
Yeah, it was an animator's palette. Yep.
And so did you guys have seats there every night? Is there like an early seating, a late seating?
Yeah, they got a 5:45 dining time, and then they'll clear out about 7:45, and then the next group will come in at 8:15.
And you guys were early or late?
We're late.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Jewel, what did you think?
So I kind of have the same opinion Jacob has about the food, but for us it's a little bit different because we go to the other restaurants that are there that's geared towards adults only.
Okay.
And that's Apollo and Remy, and that's kind of high-end fine dining.
Okay.
And we love those 2 restaurants. That's really good. Those are 5 out of 5.
And so what was your best meal?
So at Remy, I had you have a choice to make a selection from the French menu or the American menu.
Ooh.
And I went with the French menu. And you can also have the champagne experience with it, and they pair the best champagne with each course of your meal. And for me, it was the caviar that we had and the champagne that they paired with it. So,
Well, I mean, how
Can't
can
go
you go wrong?
That's right. That's right.
Champagne and caviar. Now, was there an additional fee
Yes.
to be, and was it worth it?
Yes.
All right.
Yep. Definitely worth it.
Mom, what'd you think?
I thought it was a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
My favorite meal was at Remy.
Okay.
I chose the meal with 10 ounces of truffles,
Ooh.
and every meal that was plated was filled with black truffles.
Oh, wow.
And paired with the best champagne. And I also was able to add a Miyazaki Japanese beef, which they only serve in 2 restaurants in America. And that was interesting as well. It was all very good.
Wow. So Miyazaki beef.
Which we had never heard of.
Yeah, I've
before
never heard of
we
that either.
Ate at Remy. I always thought Wagyu was the way to go.
Right.
And Miyazaki is something special.
Nice.
You know the expression it melts in your mouth?
Right.
That literally does melt in your mouth.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think a steak could do that.
Right.
It does.
But it does.
It does.
Yeah, it's really good.
Wow. It's in the back.
What was that pasta I had?
Food.
The pasta you had was some kind of chicken fettuccine.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
had a baked chicken fettuccine, and that was really good. I think all the food's good, but like my brother said, there is just some processed cooked food for most of the time, other than dinners.
Right. And so generally, like, what did you guys? So now these are dinners. Now, generally, what was kind of your thing to do for breakfast?
To be completely honest, I wasn't a regular breakfast goer.
Okay.
Yeah, we would stay up till 3, 4 a.m. So there was no way I was getting up before 11. And
right.
breakfast is done, I think, at 10.
Okay.
So I was
They
more
do
of a lunch
have
guy.
a buffet option though for anyone every day for breakfast, and that's at Cabanas.
Okay.
And it is a full array of fresh fruits, yogurts, granolas, hot cereal, eggs, bacon, hash, everything you can think of on a buffet. Or you can choose to go to one sit-down restaurant, which is where we would go technically for dinner every night, but one of those restaurants would be open every day until 10:30 a.m. for breakfast.
Okay.
If
Now-
you- I'm sorry, if you didn't want to do the buffet.
Right. Now, did any of you have a bad meal?
No, I didn't. No.
Bad meal.
Yes,
Okay.
but technically it was just because of my taste. I didn't prefer it.
Okay.
It was tofu rolled in sesame
Yeah.
seeds, black and white, and put on a bed of brown rice with pineapples.
Okay.
It was really dry and tasteless, and I really enjoy tofu, so I was surprised I didn't like it. It was the only meal I sent back.
Okay.
I had a bad one on Castaway. We ate at Cookies too. You got to go a little further on the island to get there.
Right.
And it's a same style buffet. Everyone walks up, grabs their plate, heads to like the park bench type seating.
Right.
And I had some ribs and I had a hot dog, but the ribs were like chewy, and I had to like rip it off the bone.
Okay.
And there was like no barbecue sauce, no nothing on it. It was just like a rib.
Right.
So it wasn't that great, but I probably could have chose a little bit better. But yeah, that was my first and only bad meal.
Okay. And so, the ship, kind of overall, as far as cleanliness
Oh,
and how was
A+.
that?
Yeah, it's A+.
A+?
For sure. Yeah, that's the best part.
5 stars.
Yeah, no, that's the only thing I really, really miss is how like you feel like it's just there's no stress in your environment because it smells good at all times even. Like they purposefully make it smell good on every floor, so like you miss the ship. It's insane.
Wow.
How, like clean everywhere is. They're always working. It's nuts.
Is that kind of the general consensus with everybody?
I'm sure they're gonna say the
Yeah,
same thing.
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I don't think they could do a better job of cleaning the ship.
Yeah. No,
Even
it's-
every public restroom, it's always being wiped down. Every time you go in there, there's someone wiping it down, cleaning it, making sure it's completely fresh.
Yeah, somebody holding the door for you so nobody's even touching the door handles.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
It sounds like just first class service.
It is.
Everyone.
And so I'm assuming that the employees on the ship are great.
Yeah, they're really, really great. A lot of
A+
them
as
have
well.
great stories too.
Did you have any negative experiences with anyone?
Yeah, no Gills. Oh, Gills, those guys are kind of, I don't even know the adjective, like maybe snotty, I guess.
Okay.
But they could tell that we weren't 21, but technically we could be in there. But
Okay.
he knew he wasn't going to get a tip from us. So I'm sure that's probably why he had kind of a stank attitude.
Right.
Yeah. Other than that, no, everyone was great.
Is that kind of the consensus that the?
Yeah, all my experiences were great.
Yeah, I kind of think to the comment that Jacob made about the gentleman in O'Gills, I ran into the same guy. Kind of the oddballs that you run into on the ship, meaning the ones that aren't completely friendly and comfortable in their skin.
Right.
They seem to be like the ones who are new and overwhelmed. So if you
Okay.
sat down and spoke to them, you usually find out that it's their first go-round. Their
Okay.
first contract, and so they're not comfortable in their own skin. They're a little overwhelmed, and you can see it.
Right.
I discovered that this trip because I saw an employee in the coffee shop, and I asked him, was he here in August? And he said yes. I said, I remember you gave a class, and my husband and I joined. And he says, oh yeah. And I said, oh, okay. I said, was that your first contract? And he said yes. I said, that explains a lot. Because he was awkward then, but this
Okay.
time he was comfortable in his skin, and so it was interesting.
Yeah.
In
He had more
addition to
experience.
being awkward too, I think they're overwhelmed, like you said.
Yes.
They're exhausted. Because I get the impression they work like 12 hours a day, and they go back to their room with a roommate,
Right.
that they share a room with, and they get up and do it over and over and over again with no days off.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how they keep up with that pace.
Yeah, that's
I
got to
don't-
be.
I don't know how
That's
they
got to
do
be
it.
stressful.
Yeah.
For them, with all, and they're probably trying to memorize, rules and protocols
Yeah.
on top of everything else,
Yep.
and just even finding their way around the ship.
Right.
It can
Yeah.
be daunting.
So as an adult, I would give the gentleman in O'Gills grace. As a older teenager, Jacob probably found himself annoyed with him.
Yeah. No, I can
because
see
he's
it.
not giving the same service as everyone else that you run into.
Right.
But overall, everyone is great.
So the rooms, cleanliness.
Oh man, the housekeeping guy was insane.
Pristine.
He was from Jamaica. He talked to us every night. He would leave a bunch of chocolate in the room for us.
Nice.
He was a great guy. Yeah.
Would any not balloon animals, but do they make
Towels.
animals with the
Towel
towels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met a guy who was insane at it, and he gave me his Instagram, and he's been working there for like 10 years, and he makes like stingrays and giraffes with them and stuff. He's really good at it.
That's cool. Now, did you do any of the shows on the trip?
I did, yeah. I saw Aladdin live action.
Okay.
That was great. The genie was awesome. He was a great actor. He had the entire crowd cracking up, from adults to little kids.
Okay.
His crowd control was awesome. That was my favorite show.
We saw
didn't-
Ventriloquist.
Saw that too, yeah.
That was a good show.
That was good.
She was
Yeah, it's a
awesome.
really good show. Audience interaction was amazing. Everything was good.
So now your itinerary. All right. So you left Port Canaveral, and then what? You had a day at sea,
Yep.
and then where was your first port?
Cozumel.
Oh, Cozumel.
Yeah, so it was basically the day that we got on the ship, that was at sea. The next day was at sea. And then the third day technically was in Cozumel. And then we had 3 ports in a row. It was Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and Jamaica. All in a row.
That's a great itinerary.
Yeah.
And Cozumel, I think, is known for its snorkeling, right?
Yes.
Did you guys do any of the excursions in Cozumel?
Jackson and I went snorkeling.
Now, I remember they used to have it's like a national park that you could snorkel, and and it had like statues, underwater.
I heard of it too. Yeah, we didn't go to that, but I
Okay.
have heard of that.
And so, how was that experience? So now you booked that through the ship.
Yeah. While you're at home, you can go into the app
Okay.
and book all your excursions and dining reservations and all that, spa appointments. You
Okay.
can do it all before you ever get there.
And how was the equipment? Was it really used, or was it?
No, it was brand new.
It was all brand new
Yeah,
stuff.
everything was all brand new stuff. Yep.
We did a what do you call it? Like a 4-wheeler?
Yeah, like
It's a dune
ATVs, dune
ATV,
buggies.
like
Yeah.
a-
Oh, no
Like